All right, everybody, welcome to another episode of the Jems Baseball Podcast. I'm here with Tango and more. How we doing?
We're doing pretty solid.
There you go. All right, this episode we're just gonna do what we did last time, just go through every division in baseball. We'll start down the NL West because the major stories coming out of there with the young stud Fernando Tatis Jr. The drama begins here. So, game against the Rangers, Tatis gets a 3-0 count with the bases loaded, leading 7 runs in the 7th inning. And he decides he's going to not look at his dugout at all. Don't look at the call the manager's making. And he just swings 3-0. He hits a grand slam. The Rangers are upset. The Padres are upset too. So, what do you guys got?
Personally, for me, I feel like I'm not overly pissed. I know there's an unwritten rule. I could see if it was a bigger lead, like let's say it's like they're up 13 runs or something in the ninth. Yeah, you don't swing. But to be honest with you, yeah, I'm not overly pissed at it right now. I mean, he's young too. I mean, it is his job to hit the baseball. And even Trevor Bauer, who's a loose cannon, but he tweeted out he's usually like complains about everything, but he's like, no, Tatis, you can continue to do that.
No. Trevor Bauer is in zero position to be the moral arbiter of everything. He does not stand on any moral high ground at all. He needs to keep his fucking mouth shut.
All right. Well, there goes the monetization. But like a lot of people are just telling him like keep doing what you're doing. But I understand like in some situations and there's unwritten rules that you just don't break. But I don't think in this situation it's getting blown out of proportion. And when he stole that base the next game, that's getting blown out of proportion. It was in the 4th inning. I mean, let's not make it seem like it was the 9th inning. They're up 45 runs. What is that? The final of that game was what, 6-4?
Yeah.
So they only won by 2 runs. So it's not like it was like, I know it was 6-0 at the time, but it's still early. But I don't have it. I'm not trying to blow it out of proportion like the media.
It's just completely blown out of proportion. And obviously that's what the media is going to do now to get people to pay attention to it.
Yeah.
And like, it sucks. I mean, I see both sides of it. I get why the Rangers are pissed. I'd be fucking pissed because they've been having a good streak going through and then they've just lost the past few games. It's been frustrating for them. So obviously they're pissed off at that. And, not really. You kind of hit the nail on the head. There's not really much else to say about it.
But we're just going to keep talking about it because that's what everyone's doing. So I just to debunk both sides, right? The Rangers are down 7 runs and Tatis ignores a sign and he hits a bomb. So you have a right to be upset. But at the same time, your pitcher I'm not sure if it was the same pitcher who filled the bases, but whoever it was, they filled the bases, and he got down on the count with the bases loaded to Fernando Tatis Jr. 3-0. And what do you expect? The guy's paid to hit baseballs. He should be able to hit a ball if he wants, right? And you're on the Padres side, Jay Winkler should be able to be on his player's side instead of throwing him under the bus. He was brought in to help these players, and it's a manager's job to protect his players. It's one thing. The one thing that upsets me the most, right, is he went live in front of everybody and said he shouldn't have done that, all that, right? If I'm Winkler, you got to go. Oh, we'll talk to him. That's all you got to say. You can't say he shouldn't be doing this. I believe in this. I believe in that. You can't.
Well, you got to make a public statement or something because he was working with the Rangers for the past 10 years. Same with the GM. They can't just let that go across. They gotta say something about that, a justification or something, because it's more than that. It just completely, blatantly ignored a coach's sign. And you don't do that in baseball. If you're told to take a pitch by a manager who it's the only job he has, he's a manager. He's managing the game. You listen to your manager.
And the only kind of people that would even think about breaking that rule is someone who's been in the league for 15 years, like David Ortiz or something.
If Albert Pujols was told to take a pitch, right, and it's a closer game, again, he'd probably not be told to take a pitch, but he's a guy I trust to to make those kind of decisions. Not Tatis. Tatis is a great player, but he's young. You have to listen to the manager.
Now, does Tatis stay with the Padres now when that contract's up?
Yes.
Yep. As long as they can dish out $400 million, then yeah.
Yeah, they got some contracts on that team though.
I don't know. Might stay in the NL West though.
Yeah. I mean, the Rockies have surprised a little bit.
Yeah, no, they're coming back down to earth. Lost 5 of their last 7.
They started off with really good pitching.
Rangers and the Astros by 1 run each. Yeah. The Astros are not playing good baseball.
Yeah. Other than that, the Dodgers are doing exactly what we'd figure them doing.
Yeah.
The Giants are doing exactly what we'd figure them doing.
Diamondbacks
are
playing well.
Diamondbacks, yeah. They're just stumbling through the season. All right.
I will say, though, the Diamondbacks give up a lot of no-doubter home runs. They have the top 3 no-doubter home run leaders in the league. They got Robbie Ray, Luke Weaver, and Madison Bumgarner. There's a stat for you.
Based on Savant yesterday, they've given up 21 home runs, and 18 of them are no-doubters.
Their meatball percentages through the roof. Their meatball percentages.
Like they don't just give up home runs; they give up absolute bombs.
Absolute piss rockets.
But is it in there? Is it in what is it? Chase Stadium? Is that what it's called? Chase Field? Is that the field called?
We didn't look into where they were hit, but we assume most of them were at home.
That's not an easy ballpark to be hitting dongs on, like no doubters too. So I mean, they must be throwing some nice things down the middle.
I mean, Bumgarner's average fastball is about 87, so it's probably not to crank it.
Not impressive. I don't like Bumgarner to begin with.
I don't like him either. I think everybody knows that about me though.
Neither does our idol Brian Kenny. He doesn't like him either.
All right, moving into the AL West here. Lance Lynn. Lance Lynn. He's the
best pitcher in the American League right now.
Yeah, those Rangers. The Rangers. They gotta find their footing. They got the pitching.
They found their footing and then they lost it.
Colby Allard just happened to lose his footing.
Colby Allard sucks. He fills in. The only reason he is in that rotation is because Kluber got hurt. That's it.
And Mike Minor hasn't been great either.
Mike Minor leagues? Wow, you don't say.
Mike Double A's. And not the battery.
Yeah. All right. The other kind of a surprise here is the Houston Astros. Altuve's having himself a rough one this year. I can say that much.
Yeah.
I mean, they got
hard to hit when you don't know what's coming.
Yeah, there you go, Nick. That's what I wanted to hear. Kind of hard to hit when you don't know what's coming. Even though every time they went on the road, they did it pretty well, but it's just a slump.
Yeah, it's just a way to poke fun. Obviously, he's a good hitter. Obviously, he's a slump. But
if I asked you guys, who's the number 3, 4, and 5 starters for the Astros right now? Can you name them?
Probably not.
Nope. They got Greinke and McCullers. McCullers sucks. The other night, like 2 weeks ago versus the Diamondbacks, he gave up 9 runs in 1 inning without recording an out. So
this is his first year back, right? He was gone last year, wasn't he?
Yeah. I mean, all he does is throw curveballs and curveballs and curveballs and curveballs and curveballs.
Wow, sounds like the Red Sox bullpen.
Yeah, sounds like friggin' Merriam-Webster dictionary.
Merriam-Webster dictionary. There you go. All right, staying in the West here. The LA Angels, I think they finally figured out, right? They need to get pitching.
Figured out how to.
No, but the offseason, they're going to get another bat because they need another one. They really need another one.
They've
needed pitching for how long now? For the past
5 years. 5 years. Ever since they got Trout on this team, they need pitching.
And the thing is, had they drafted these pitchers years ago, they'd be coming up through the system now.
You know the thing? The pitchers they did draft suck, and then the other ones they traded. Like
you have the best player in baseball on your team, and you can't get the pitching to help them.
And then they got another top 50 player in Rendon too.
You can even argue when he's on, he's top 10. Like when he's on.
Yeah.
And then you got Shohei Ohtani over here, who he can kind of pitch in the MLB, but he hits pretty decent. So
yeah, he only can't pitch now because he's hurt, but he can hit.
Darn.
So I mean, like,
don't forget
get a pitcher. Like, I don't get why these baseball franchises don't get it. Get pitching. Get your bullpen pitching and your starting rotation pitching. You're
not
gonna
just
find success.
and not just a little pitching too, because injuries happen. Look at the Red Sox, look at the Rangers, look at the Astros.
Yeah, like get pitching.
All three teams are supposed to have great rotations. All three have been plagued by injuries.
But no, we're gonna. Oh yeah, can I get some money to buy another batter? I want to buy Chris Bryant now. Come on, can we get the cash? It's like no, stop spending money on bats. It's
So next year,
unbelievable.
they're gonna
It's
buy.
not like it's not like a good bullpen arm is gonna cost you like $10 million a season. So you can get good relief for a little bit.
It'll be $29 million a season.
Well, it depends. If you want a half decent bullpen arm, it'll cost you under 10 mil. But if you want a freaking closer, it's gonna cost you 15 to 20.
It's ridiculous.
15.
But last team there is the Seattle Mariners. Goodbye, yeah, goodbye Seattle. We don't need to talk
I think we
about
hit
it.
on Oakland, dude. Oakland's on
Oh,
fire.
we haven't even hit on Oakland. Yeah,
Oakland's
they're going. They're riding.
Oakland's a tank. The other thing
Gonna
about
win that
Oakland,
division.
they never give up. Oakland. They'll always just.
Great team.
They're a great
All
team.
around, they're just a good team.
They have the characteristics of a World Series team because they don't give up. That's when you know, because if you see a lot of walk-offs and like comebacks and stuff, that's what you in the playoffs, just in case you get a situation.
No, it sucks. You can't put them through the works now because it's not a 162 game season. You can't tell if they're going to keep it going, or
they're always good. Like in recent years, that's the like I think they won 97 games last year and the year before. I mean, if it was a 162 games season, they probably win more than that this year. Probably.
yeah, they got a good chance of winning that division. They just can't let Houston get hot.
Yeah,
Houston's only 2.5 back, so
I will say this though, Matt Olson. I don't know how I feel about him this year. I mean,
Matt Gallo.
Yeah, Matt Gallo, basically. I mean, the guy he has 8 bombs and 88 at bats, which is great, but he's hitting 170. So, like, basically the only thing he hits.
Is that worse than Altuve?
It might be.
I think Altuve's at like 174.
Altuve's not doing very well at all.
I think the only one on the Astros doing well is like Correa, out of those like top guys.
Yeah, they got a lot of fill-in players. I looked at the team averages, and I saw some guys like 340, 333.
Altuve
These guys have had like 4 at-bats.
168 he's hitting.
Wow.
I want to look at Correa, though. I thought his was good. He's better than these other 4.
Bregman's Reddick's playing well.
Yeah, you kind of had to expect that one of those 3 guys is going to have a bad season this year, or he's going to have a bad start. So
no,
you don't expect all of them to have a bad season.
If you look at their big 4, 3 of them are having bad years. The only one's having a good year is Correa. That's the only one.
There's still 2.5 back in the West. There's still one of the best teams.
Yeah, that's impressive. When you can
200. Let's see what Big Bregman's hitting.
I also heard Verlander played catch yesterday, so he might be on the way back.
That's a big thing. Like everybody thought he was done for the season except for him.
Brad Peacock as well.
Did Jordan Alvarez got hurt again after being back?
Yeah, he just hopped back onto the IL.
Great, gotta love that.
He did the old switcheroo.
And Michael Brantley's hurt. Chris Stavinsky's hurt. Ledmus Diaz hurt. Roberto Osuna's freaking gone.
Osuna's out for the year, isn't he?
Brad Peacock. Yeah, Jose Urquidy, he's gone.
Yeah, injuries have been big this season.
I have never heard of a pitching staff get shafted more than Houston has right now.
Houston shaft throws. They get absolutely shafted right now.
Shaft throws.
Trash banging shaft throws. So yeah.
Lance Lynn, Cy Young right now.
There you go. Is that all we got for the AL West?
If there was a Cy Young vote right now, dude, Lance Lynn.
All right. Let's go up to the Central. AL Central. Minnesota. Kenta Maeda has a no-hitter going into the 9th inning, and he ends up the game with no decision.
No decision.
Yes, sir.
I didn't even know that. Tangway texted me. He goes, Maeda got a no decision. I'm like, you got to be kidding me, right?
It's impressive to do that.
Yeah, we were watching that game, and like the little blooper that freaking got over Polanco's head, I was like, oh, if I was Maeda, I'd be strangling him after the game. Yeah. You can't let something little like that end the no-hitter. Like, it's got to be something that's like, oh, dude, if you just backed up a little bit more.
You got to give up a bomb or don't.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I would want it to end. But let's talk about the Twins' ace, Randy Dobnak. 4-1 with a 1.6 ERA. Guys, yes, an absolute stud. Looks like he was best friends with Dennis Eckersley back in the 80s.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy's a stud. Throws about 90 friggin' miles an hour on his fastball, but he's getting it done right now.
Cleveland, too. I like
Yeah.
Cleveland in this division. I
Zach-
had them finishing second, so.
Yeah. When Zach Plesac and Mike Clevenger aren't partying with the boys, and
they get sent down to the alternate site. Well, it's pretty clear. It's pretty clear what the Cleveland Indians are doing. They're doing that so the service time gets a little bit messed up with, and they get another year of arbitration with them. I think by the time they got sent down, the Indians, I think they needed to wait like 16 days before they can call them back up, and they'd be fine on service time to where they can get another year of arbitration or something like that. That's what I read, at least.
Really?
Yeah. So that's pretty much the reason why they're down there. Not really because they broke rules, but or at least it's Clevenger. I'm not sure about police sec, but I know for sure Clevenger.
How? Clevenger just signed a $4.1 million contract. You don't get arbitration with that.
I don't know. I read something about it. Someone told me. I don't know who, but arbitration. That's all I heard. But yeah, Indians. They're doing all right. They're doing what the Indians do. Terry Francona's spitting tobacco or gum, whatever he does nowadays.
Oh yeah, it's true.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
There's really nothing to talk about them. They're not really lighting the world up on fire.
They're just playing all right.
Yeah. Same thing with the Chicago White Sox, just playing all right. Maybe they should be playing a little bit better, but they're playing all right. You can't really expect much more out of them.
I mean, they're above 500, so they're
They're
right
only
now,
3 games back of the Twins too. So
right now, they, along with the Orioles, make the playoffs.
Yeah.
If the season ended today.
there you go.
I will say, though, I just have a problem with the White Sox rotation. Lucas Giolito sucks. I'm just going to say it. He's not good. Like, he's really just not.
Yeah, I think he's had one good outing so far this year.
Yeah. And it probably was like a simulated game on the side. It wasn't even in a fucking major league game. But, I mean, the guy's just not good. If he's in game 1 or if he's in the wild card game or whatever, he's going to give up about 20 tanks because he hangs his curveball and he's just – they'll probably put Dallas Keuchel as their number 1.
Nelson Cruz is God in Minnesota right now.
Yeah.
And at the bottom of the AL Central, Detroit Tigers and Kansas City Royals are doing their best to try and lose as many games as possible. They're going at it right now. It's pretty
Doesn't
close.
surprise anything.
They're one game back. Whatever. So like from bottom place, I don't know how to explain it. So they're going one game. Detroit's one game in front from being in last place.
But
played too
for
long.
the big day today that me and Tango have been waiting for a long time, Casey Mize.
Yeah, Casey Mize, baby.
Here.
He's either gonna suck ass or he's gonna be nasty.
He has potential to be one of the best pitchers in baseball.
I will put it this way though: the White Sox are having a guy that's making his major league debut, Dane Dunning, today as a starter. So if Mize is gonna get a win on his debut, it's gonna be today because he's going against another guy making a debut. Who could get?
I'd look out for that White Sox lineup.
Yeah, that splitter. He's gonna be using that splitter.
Man, watching him play in college was fun.
Yeah, I think he threw a perfect game 2 years ago in the minors.
Oh, he basically shut down every team and, toot the own horn, but A&M beat him. So.
All right, is that all we got for the AL Central?
Yeah.
Let's go on the other side there. NL Central.
Cubbies
leading the way.
Cubbies playing baseball.
Look at that. They're finally going up to their potential? Or back to their potential?
I think they were I guess they're – I wouldn't say a slump, but they're slowing down a little bit the past week.
Low-key, this division's been a big disappointment. I know the Cardinals have only played about 11 games.
Complete disappointment.
Is under 500. Like, this division blows.
This was supposed to be the funnest conference to watch.
Yeah, we were talking about how fun it was going to be to watch, but
Blows.
I mean, omit Pittsburgh. We know Pittsburgh was going to suck.
and they suck.
What? Cincinnati's 9-11? Really? What? Cincinnati's 9-11? Really? Come on.
Yeah, the thing with the Cincinnati Reds is that like their starting pitching is like fuego. It's insane. Sonny Gray's having a year and a half. Bauer's doing pretty
Too.
good,
The
and
only,
what's his name? Luis Castillo's doing pretty decent too. So
the only problem is like their starting pitchers starting pitching, but it's only 3. Like the other 2, like those other 2 days, they're just getting shelled.
You can't surrender those 2 days too in a 60 game season. You got to
And they're
figure
not,
it out.
and it's not like they're guaranteed to win those other 3 days either. They're almost guaranteed to lose those 4 and 5 because they suck. So like those other 3 days, if they get a bad start out of one of those guys, they're looking at a 2-3 record in a 5-game span, and just if that just keeps going, they're just never gonna get it going.
Milwaukee 10-11. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I don't even know what them.
Yeah, I
They're
don't
like
know.
such a hard team to like.
I'm not gonna penalize St. Louis for being 5-6 because they haven't
because they haven't played any games.
But if they were 11 and friggin' 10, I'd be fucking pissed, which they probably will be. So let's just be prepared for that.
And the Pirates are doing their best, 4-15.
Worst.
Yeah,
That's as good as they can. My boy Derek Collins has not had a
Derek Collins hasn't had a good season in how many
13
seasons?
hits in 5 innings.
dude. He got absolutely shelled a few weeks ago. Was it 14 hits, 9 runs, and like 5 innings? It was so bad.
Then he got thrown out of a game.
Oh my god, he got ejected from the left field bleachers.
Yeah, that was funny. I remember
One
seeing
of the
that.
funniest things I've ever seen.
Yeah, John Boy Media always does those
Yeah.
ejection videos. Funniest things
Yeah, he did
ever.
the Strasburg one. That was awesome.
All right, speaking of Strasburg, we'll head over to the NL East. The Washington Nationals sitting bottom of the table there. They're
And,
only 3 games back. They didn't play a few games, right? If I'm not mistaken.
and another disappointment, the NL East.
Yeah.
I mean,
The Mets.
I
What
knew
are the Mets doing?
the Braves would be good, but they're only 14-11. I expected them to be one of the better teams in baseball.
You know what's holding them back? Their starting pitching. It just has not been good. Soroka got hurt.
They lost Faulty. If Faulty was good, they would have. They
I
would have
mean,
been.
he can
in
still
the
come
draft.
back. He's in the alternate training site.
Yeah, he's going to be there for a long time.
Yeah, Max Fried is like their only reliable starting pitcher, and like you can't expect him to be able to sustain this kind of level. He's like at a 1.7 ERA. There's no way that that's sustainable. And when you get to the playoffs, right now their number 2 star is like Tuki Toussaint. Like I'm sorry, but like he's just not of that caliber.
And the Mets. I mean, Mets are the Mets, but the Nationals 9-12. Oh,
You know
I
what's
like it. I really do.
You know what's always the Mets.
It's a World Series hangover. It's always gonna
I
happen.
don't like Washington. I don't like any Washington team.
Honestly,
Really don't.
what
He
about
doesn't
the
like the
Washington
Capitals.
football
He doesn't
team?
like the Wizards, and he doesn't even watch basketball.
What about the Washington football team?
The Washington football team.
I'd be on the Washington football team. Yeah.
The Reds. Oh wait, not the Reds. You can't say that anymore.
Who's that? Who are they?
The
Washington football team.
That's right.
They couldn't honestly. I know this is a baseball show, but like Washington football team, like literally, think of a name. Don't call it the football team. Think of I don't know. Just call them the Reds or something. The Washington Reds. Like, honestly,
Put it in Spanish or something. Be like,
honestly.
La American
Okay, I understand you changed the name,
Name,
right?
Washington.
I understand you changed the name, but like Washington football team, what are you doing? All right, but no more football talk. We're talking baseball.
It took them a month to think of that too. It took them a month.
Man, just sitting in that boardroom, be like, Washington football team.
Oh,
And then I'm like, yes.
All right, yeah. Staying here in baseball world, the Miami Marlins are pulling out all the stops here. They're 9-8, 1 game back of the Atlanta Braves, even though they haven't played like 10 games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Just waiting for them. Yeah, they play the Mets. I mean, they do play the Mets today, so they beat the Mets. Let's go.
They were like 9-3, and now they're 9-8. So I mean, they're 3-7 in their last 10, so they're falling.
At the Grom going for the Mets today.
Yep, you know what's gonna happen? He'll hold them to 1 run, and then the Miami Marlins will win 1-0 because the Mets can't seem to get them any runs.
The Grom needs to get the hell out of New York.
Honestly.
Come to Boston.
Honestly, and he's not like one of those guys that would complain about like the media or something. So
Yeah. Yeah, he'd
And-
survive in a big market. He
And
already
we
does.
finish off with the AL East. Where at the bottom of the table we have the Bo Sox. The Boo
Yeah,
Sox.
so,
Let me just hit on this, okay? I'm so sick and tired of this team how it's playing. Like, this is not a Boston Red Sox team. This is the worst team in Boston Red Sox history, and the numbers prove it. In 120 seasons, this is the worst team, and I'm comfortable saying it. I'm sick and tired of seeing Merriam-Webster Dictionary, Kyle Shart, Brandon Walkman, Maddie giving up long balls, Bonds. Like, what do you want me to do? Austin gonna pay the price, Bryce. Like, I don't want to see these guys out here anymore. These guys suck.
dude, and our Lord and Savior Josh Taylor finally got activated.
Joel
And he
Hanrahan.
finally blew up last night. Second appearance, blew up.
Joel Hanrahan. That's what he looks like.
And then a few days ago, you had Hembry come in, our second Lord and Savior, came in and threw 0.0 innings. Gave up like 4 earned runs, 6 hits. It was a nightmare. Watching this team is not fun. Watching a team with a 250 winning percentage, dude, not fun.
Let me just ask Ron Renicky a question. Why are you bringing in Ryan Neck Twister Brazier in any situation, or Walden sucking his own dick? Like, what are you doing? I mean, the guy who looks like the guy looks like he has. The guy looks like he owns a ranch with like 40 12-year-olds on it. I mean, Jesus, David Koresh over here. I mean, he sucks. I'm so done with it.
Oh man.
Yeah, Red Sox aren't good.
I guess that's what that means.
Yep, that's what that means.
Toronto Blue Jays, they're a fun team to watch, but they're not going to get anything done this year. It sucks they can't play at home. They're playing in Buffalo. Thank God, right? Everybody loves to play in Buffalo. Just ask Jack Eichel.
It's not that fun for us to watch, though.
Yeah.
Blue Jays or the Rays or the Yankees.
The Baltimore Orioles, they're overachieving. They're above 500 by a game. How about that?
Yeah, we all picked him to make the playoffs, didn't we? Nope.
Tampa Bay Rays are doing what the Tampa Bay Rays do, overachieve every year.
Yeah.
Probably the best managing in baseball.
Probably one of the best pitching in baseball as well.
Also, yep. And then the New York Yankees.
I will say, wait, can I hit on the Rays for a sec? Just one player. If you look at Jose Alvarado, he looks like a literal oil tanker. I mean, the guy weighs at least 450. He looks like Pablo Sandoval throwing a ball, but throws 98-mile-an-hour sinkers. me and Moore have a name, Alvarado the Silverado, because he looks like a truck.
The oil tanker. Oh my.
You guys are just absolutely ruthless.
We got nicknames for days over here, so anytime
New York Yankees. No, let's go to the Yankees here because the Yankees have swept the Red Sox once more. You love to see it.
Yeah.
It looks like the AL East is going to come down to the Yankees and the Tampa Bay Rays.
I'm sorry, but if someone doesn't sweep us this year, then they should honestly find a tree and jump off of it. A high tree too.
Snap your ankle.
No, snap more than your ankle. You deserve more than just the ankle.
Well, I mean, is there any more news on Giancarlo Stanton? Boo Boo? His Boo Boo? Has it gotten fixed yet?
Not yet.
What about Judge's Boo Boo on his finger?
Yeah, I don't know. They're just being conservative with Judge. Stanton actually has a fucking problem.
Conservative.
Friggin' Judge is coming back Saturday, most likely. Or Sunday.
Only 23 games in.
Yeah. But
23 games in.
Yeah, Stanton's just known for this. Stanton is known. He can't run the friggin' bases. It's official. He needs a pinch runner, but he can't run down at first base. He needs to hit the ball, and somebody needs to be behind him at first, behind home plate.
You gotta watch out. Pretty soon, it's turned into the worst contract of all time.
It's gonna be
at least the Marlins are paying like half of it, so.
Half of it is still only still gonna pay him like 20 mil.
Yeah, the Yankees cannot afford to be conservative with these guys. Third place is 4 games out. 4 games.
We're the Yankees.
There's nothing in the bag of the Yankees finishing first or second right now.
You know what's the problem though? It's because the Rays are good in head-to-head matchups with them. That's gonna be the issue. The Rays are what, 5-1 against them this year?
I think so, yeah, something like that.
That's the problem because the Rays are right there. You don't want to be. You at least don't want to be conservative when you're playing them. You want to try to like get anything you can.
And let me tell you, the Yankees do not want to play Minnesota or Oakland first round. They do not.
Yeah, because the Yankees pitching, like, the fucking problem every year is that they suck.
No, the problem's going to be the hitting.
No, the hitting's doing all right. It's the pitching that sucks. Outside of Garrett Cole, there's been one win from the other freaking starters. It's insane. And even Garrett Cole's not pitching at his best.
Oh, my God. Sorry, I'm watching the Red Sox game. Kyle Sharp, leadoff double.
There you go. But
It's
yeah,
amazing.
like the pitching needs help again. Like, it's amazing. Tanaka had a good outing, but he did no run support. Who else? Hap sucks. Paxton has had one good game, but he can't seem to find it multiple times. It's like, it's unbelievable. I need the pitching to be good. It's like we get better.
The Yankees have the highest strikeout percentage in the league.
What?
I'm pretty sure the Yankees are the highest strikeout percentage in the league right now.
That's probably makes sense. I know, but like still, they're not. It's not like they aren't getting runs. They're getting plenty of runs. It's the pitching that sucks. And then when the pitching's good, they don't give up. They don't give any runs.
Yep, and that's what gives me not much confidence in them playing Oakland in the series.
So I mean, still, I guess it's still early, but like we're a third of the season through, so
Yeah, almost half. It's gonna
almost halfway through the season. So
which is weird because it's only been like a month.
Things gotta start working out now. But is that all we got on the baseball world?
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thank you for watching another episode of the Web Gems Baseball Podcast. This one was a pretty eventful one. Both Knicks here are getting heated about two different things.
Yeah.
And I got heated for a different sport. It's going to be mad funny for whoever's listening. Lance Lynn's winning the Cy Young. He's calling it right here.
Randy Dobnak's coming in second at least. No,
all right. But thank you for watching. If you like what you saw, leave a like, subscribe. If you want to listen to us instead of watching us, we got an Apple podcast feed under Sports Life Network. But until next time, see you later.